Salutations friends, welcome back to my channel. Today's video I'm going to talk to you guys about some of my favorite fragrances for fall. Now I just did a video on fragrances to take you from summer into fall, but these are going to be fragrances that work really well in cooler weather. Now some of these were on that video, but not all of them. In fact, I think only one or two made it to this list, because this list, I wanted it to be something that would work in cooler weather. I wanted it to be really sensual, mysterious, sexy. There's just something about fall scents to me that just seem sexier than the other scents throughout the year. To me, spring is more playful, summer is more fresh, winter is more cozy, and there's just something like sexy about fall scents. They're a little bit spicier, a little bit more woodsy, a little bit more daring. So I chose 10 fragrances to share with you guys that I think would be perfect in fall weather. So if you'd like to know what I think, then keep watching. In my previous video, which I'll link below, the fragrances to transition you or to bring you into fall from summer, this is a top 10 list. There's no like number 9, number 8, number 7, number 6, but there's going to be a top 3, and those are all tied. So I'm going to start off with one of them that was part of my transitionary from summer into fall, because I just think this is a gorgeous fragrance in general. Is Histories de Parfums 1899 Ernest Hemingway. Now if you guys have watched my channel since I did a first impression of this, you know this has been an obsession of mine. It's so good. There's just something really spiced and sexy and a little bit creamy and sweet about it, and a little bit nutty in the background. It's really, really fantastic. This would be a great daytime fall scent. You could wear it to the office, you could wear it throughout your day, and you could also wear it in the evening as well. So I definitely recommend this one. Another fantastic one that is completely underappreciated is Tom Ford Sahara Noir. More people need to wear this. It's so good. It's spiced, it's mysterious, it's sexy, and it works so well in the cooler months. So this is definitely another one on my top 10 for fall fragrance list. Now these fragrances are mixed between niche and designer. I am going to be doing an affordable list as well, so that's coming up. But these are ones that, again, I think would fit pretty much any occasion, would work really well if it's warmer fall or cooler, crisp fall. But definitely those two starting out, Tom Ford Sahara Noir and Histories Parfums 1899 Ernest Hemingway, have definitely earned their spot on this list. It's a fragrance that was very popular when it was first released, which wasn't too long ago. I believe it was last year. And it's still a fragrance I like to reach for a lot. And it is from Thierry Mugler, and it is Angel Muse. Now this is creamy, this is sweet, this is nutty. This just smells really sexy, really sweet, very feminine and fun, and would be beautiful on anybody. The reason why I really like this for this list is because, you know, kind of like when summer turns to fall and then all the coffee shops start bringing out their autumn flavors, this reminds me of kind of like the nutty toffee flavors that the coffee shops have. Yeah, this just reminds me of like when all the pastries and the candies and the flavors switch from summer to fall, and if you wanted to smell like a delicious dessert, like a fall themed, seasonal themed delicious beverage or dessert, that's kind of what this reminds me of. Now this also wears really nicely on the skin too. Although it is a heavier, sweeter fragrance, it's not an overpowering fragrance like other fragrances from Mugler, like Angel. So this is also a little bit safer to wear as well. It's a beautiful, beautiful fragrance that works really nicely in fall weather. I keep wanting to say summer because I've been saying summer a lot, because summer's just been just finished, or it's still going on here. It's always summer in Florida. Another fragrance that is just made for fall weather is from Hermes. It's Elixir de Merveilles. I believe that's how you pronounce it. This is so spiced and musky, and there's a bit of a marine quality in there and like a molten caramel kind of feeling to it. Beautiful fragrance that smells really alluring and fantastic and attractive in a cooler weather. This was definitely made for the crisp, cool fall months. So it's another recommendation on my list. So I think that's the first 4. We're almost there, guys. So this one that almost didn't make it to this list, but the more I thought about it, the more I thought this is a really nice offering for the cooler fall autumn months, and it's from Micallef, and it's Royal Rose Oud. Now this is a beautiful, sweet, woody, jammy, just kind of slightly skanky, you know, when oud gets that skanky feeling to it, but it's really, really attractive and people really like it. Yeah, that's what this fragrance is. And if you are looking for a sensual, sexy rose fragrance for the fall, but you don't want anything that is too mainstream, and there's nothing wrong with mainstream rose fragrances, but if you want something a little bit more daring, a little bit more sexy, a little bit more mysterious and alluring, but still really easy to wear, really easy to understand, and works really nicely in cold weather, I really don't think you can go wrong with Royal Rose Oud. This is a gorgeous, gorgeous combination of rose and oud, and it's a little bit gourmandy because there's a lot of sweetness in there. Definitely got a lot of gem if you like jammy roses, and just overall it's a beautiful fragrance that's going to lend itself beautifully to cooler weather. I had to include this fragrance, and I was going to include 2 from this line, but I decided to just choose 1, and I really think this is the right choice. And it's Civet from Zoologist. I was also thinking of including Nightingale, actually. But the reason why I wanted to include this one is when I'm thinking about fall scents, you know, I've got feminine fragrances, I've got masculine fragrances, I've got daytime fragrances, you've got evening fragrances, you've got work appropriate fragrances, but sometimes you want a fragrance that's just going to make you stand out, that is just so meticulously well put together that you're going to wear it, people are going to compliment you, you're going to smell unique, smell different, and it's just going to shine in cooler weather. And I really think Civet is it. It's musky, it's spiced, it's got that beautiful depth and richness to it with just that little bit of civet. We all know what that smells like, but it works really well with everything. This is a gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous fragrance, and I feel like this would be a nice evening scent in the fall if you're going on a date, or if you're just going out and you want to make an impression and you want to smell different and alive. You want to smell like civet. At least I would want to smell like civet. I always like to smell like civet, so yeah, this is a fantastic one that's going to work really nicely in fall. I definitely think this is more of an evening fragrance. I don't think this is a work appropriate fragrance, but I definitely think it's going to grab a lot of attention, and sometimes in the cooler weather your fragrances don't project as much, so if you want something that's going to kind of grab people's attention and be sexy, mysterious, and alluring, and masculine, and just take charge, I think this is perfect. The last one before we get to the top 3. Now this one, I had to include a tea scent, you guys. I really love tea fragrances. And this one, when I was thinking about what tea fragrances to include, this one really just stood out as the best one for the fall season. And it's from Serge Lutens, and it's 5 O'Clock Gingebre. This is a beautiful spiced tea. It just smells like a delicious like cookie and tea that you would have when it's cold outside and you come home and you just want a little treat. I drink a lot of tea, and I do like to have some pastries or a cookie or some type of nibble with my tea, because either I sweeten my tea or I don't sweeten my tea and I have a little nibble with it. So if I have a little nibble with it, sometimes it's like a cracker, sometimes it's a biscuit, and I don't like things too sweet. So this just kind of reminds me of like a spiced biscuit that you would have with a cup of tea. It's really cozy and warm. Just something about this is really fantastic. There's a reason why a lot of people gravitate towards this fragrance. It's really beautiful, and it's just a very cozy, warming you up scent to wear in the fall. Probably a little bit more appropriate for daytime, just because I don't think it's super heavy enough to really carry very well in the evening. Again, fragrances are subjective. You can do whatever you want. These are just my recommendations, but overall it's a fantastic fragrance that works really well in the cooler months. All right, the last 3. Now, kind of like the last time, I kind of told you what my thoughts for choosing were. These are 3 that I want to wear. This is the choice. Before it was like work appropriate, you know, works well men or women, you could do it anywhere. These, only one of them I'd say is work appropriate, but these are fragrances that I am excited to wear when it becomes cool. And I thought that might be a fun little thing to have for the top 3, because usually I try to think of you guys, but I figured today let's talk about the ones that I'm most excited to wear in the cool weather. Now, some of these I've had for a bit, some of these I've had samples of and worn through a lot, so I know how these wear, and I'm really excited for them. So the first one is more of kind of like a daytime easy wear fragrance, and it's Replica by the Fireplace. You guys, this one is amazing. It smells so good. It's warm, it's crisp, it's a little bit woodsy, and there's a nuttiness and a creaminess to this fragrance which is unreal. There's a reason why this fragrance, specifically from the Replica line from Maison Margiela, is so popular. If you have the chance to sample this, please do. It is well worth checking out, and it is signature scent worthy. The next one is one you see me talk about a lot. It's one of my favorite fragrances in general, and it is from Viktor and Rolf, and it is Flowerbomb Rose Explosion. My little bottle has a dent. This fragrance has the DNA of Flowerbomb. Obviously it's a flanker to Flowerbomb, but it is probably one of the most successful flankers I have ever smelled in my life, because it has that beautiful feminine, playful, youthful Flowerbomb DNA that is very popular, and for a good reason. It's not a crazy inspiring fragrance, but there is something really nice and special about Flowerbomb. Love it or hate it, there's a reason why it's so popular. And I think that a lot of times when you're looking at flankers to Flowerbomb, you're looking at them making it a little bit more sexy, a little bit more bright and citrusy, and La Vie en Rose is one of them. Again, I love that flanker, but there's something about what they did with Rose Explosion that just completely took it to another level. They pretty much just added a lot of rose and saffron in this, and it became this instant, like, lust in a bottle. It is so sexy. If you have an opportunity to try this, I usually don't say blind buy fragrances, but it is really hard to get your hands on this. If you're even somewhat interested in this and you can't get a sample of it, I would say maybe blind buy it, because it is so hard to find and it is so worth checking out. This is something, if it doesn't work for you, you could easily resell it. But I think that this is an absolute winner. The saffron makes it just a little bit spicy, and the rose is just gorgeous and luscious and rich in this fragrance, and those both lend themselves really well to the Flowerbomb DNA. So absolutely love Rose Explosion. I know I said sample first if you can. I hate saying just blind buy, but I know that this one is so hard to find. I know it's not in stores. I don't think it's discontinued. I think it's seasonal. I don't completely know the story behind this. I keep hoping that they bring it back, but I had to buy this from some place that was not a store because they aren't selling it anymore. So if they're bringing this back, great. If you have the opportunity to sample it, sample it. But if there's no other way you can get your hands on it and you're interested in this, I would say it might be worth blind buying if you are comfortable with blind buying. If you're not, don't, but I really love this fragrance, and I want more people to buy it because maybe they will make it more readily available. And last, certainly and not least, this is one that's kind of like a mix between those two. So it's got a beautiful, sensual, like syrupy sexiness from the Rose Explosion, and there's something a little bit more daytime and comforting and delicious about this fragrance, like Replica. And it's from Maison Kurkdjian, and it's Grand Soir. This is a beautiful fragrance, you guys. Beautiful fragrance that just, it takes you there. It's so special. There's a reason why a lot of people, when this came out, were gushing. This is a beautiful fragrance. I would say that if you like any of these other fragrances, you'll probably like this. It's warm, it's inviting, it's sexy, it's mysterious, but it's also very wearable, which is really nice, which is hard to find sometimes in fragrances that are warm and sexy and sensual and spiced. You know, sometimes they just go way off one way or the other way, but this is a beautifully balanced fragrance that is going to lend itself and really shine when the weather is cold and crisp. This is also a fragrance that you could wear during the cooler months in the morning and in the evening, and I don't know if it would be too work appropriate, but I think that this would be definitely safer than Rose Explosion, but wear with caution. But this is another fantastic fragrance and easily made it to the top 3 for the best fragrances for fall that I recommend. Anyway guys, that's my top 10 list of designer and niche fragrances for fall. I hope you like this list. Again, I will be doing an affordable fragrance for fall that will be under $50, so that video will be coming out in the next few weeks, so get excited for that if that's something you're interested in. If you guys have any questions on any of these fragrances, please let me know in the comment section below. If I have any reviews on any of these fragrances, I will link them below. You guys can check them out. If you think that some of these weren't quite appropriate for fall, or if maybe you think something is missing from this list that deserves to be on it, I'd love to know your thoughts and recommendations. Again, comment section below. As always guys, I hope you like videos like this, and if you like reviews, top 10 lists, things like this, remember to give this video a thumbs up. It lets me know to continue doing videos like this, and also don't forget to subscribe because it's free and I'm free. I put out new videos every Monday through Friday, sometimes on the weekends as well, so I always have something for you to watch. In any case, I hope you guys are all happy and healthy. Have a great day, month, year, whatever. And I'll see you next time. Bye!